Today we're going to talk about quality function deployment in this video. We'll start off by talking a little bit about total quality management. It is a method by which management employees become involved in the continuous improvement of the production of goods and services. It is a combination of quality and management tools aimed at increasing business, improving quality in all aspects of the company's operations, with the processes being done right the first time and defects and waste being eradicated from operations. What this definition is basically trying to explain is that total quality management is a procedure being employed by different organizations to improve processes and procedures at each step of manufacturing your product or delivering your service. It involves removing any defects at each step of the process instead of using quality control at the end of the procedures, at the end of the manufacturing procedures to fix all those mistakes. Voice of the customers is a term often used when we are talking about business to describe the in-depth process of capturing customers' expectations, preferences, and aversions. It is used to obtain a detailed set of customer wants and needs, which are then organized into a hierarchical structure, which are then prioritized in terms of relative importance and satisfaction, and provided with alternatives. What this basically means is that organizations try to understand exactly what the customer wants, what the customer needs, and then they try to rank the importance of each of these wants and needs and tries to figure out exactly how to provide those wants and needs to the customers in terms of their own products and services, and what may be the alternatives which could be available to the customers. Quality functional deployment is the procedure where the different departments of any organization come to an agreement towards the requirements and needs of the customer, then work towards translating those needs into developmental goals and technical capabilities. Basically, it is a procedure used to translate the qualitative customer wants and needs into quantitative measures and parameters which can be translated by the different departments of an organization into a tangible product or service. There are several matrices which are used in the quality function deployment procedure. These are your requirement matrix, design matrix, product characteristic matrix, manufacturing or purchasing matrix, and control verification matrix. Each of these matrices is used in different steps of your manufacturing process, your process of developing any product. The first two matrices are related to your planning. So these are your requirement matrix and the design matrix. The first matrix has customer requirements on one side and design requirements which are required to meet those customer requirements. The second matrix has engineering designs which can be used to meet those design requirements. The third matrix lists the product characteristics which are needed to meet those engineering designs. The fourth matrix has the purchasing operations which are required to meet those product characteristics, and the last matrix has the quality controls which should be implemented to meet those manufacturing and purchasing operations. Now, these matrices are structured according to this house of quality tool, which is a key component of the quality functional deployment technique and used to translate the customer wants into the products or services that meet those wants in terms of engineering design values and by means of creating a relationship matrix. So this is the layout of a common house of quality matrix, which can be used to create either your requirement matrix, design matrix, product characteristic matrix, manufacturing purchasing matrix, or control or verification matrix. It has in the left wing the customer needs, which is exactly what your customer wants. Here you have the importance of each customer need and want, the weightage assigned to each customer need. Then you have the design or technical attributes over here which are used to meet those customer needs. In the center we have the matrix which shows the relationship between each customer needs and the different attributes which can contribute towards meeting those needs. The correlation matrix on the roof of this house shows the relationship between each technical attribute. In the basement and in the right wing, we have the competitive assessment, which shows where your company stands in terms of the technical attributes and in terms of the customer needs in comparison to the competitive companies, your competitors. Now we're going to consider an example of a remote control manufacturing company. We are going to see its house of quality and see how it works in translating customer needs, qualitative customer needs, into quantitative parameters for meeting those customer needs. Here we have the customer requirements, which are that the remote control should be easy to hold, easy to find, its buttons should be easy to see, they should have a strong tactile sense, the remote control should be attractive, and it should have multifunctional buttons. Each of these customer requirements have been given a weightage to see how important they are. We can see that the characteristic of it being easy to find has been given the most importance, 6, and it having multifunctional buttons has been given the least importance, that is 1. Here we see the different technical requirements in regards to meeting these customer requirements, the dimensions of the remote control, the size of its buttons, the colors of its buttons, the colors of the remote control, the number of buttons, and the return mechanism of the buttons. When we talk about the buttons being easy to see, we can see that the dimensions, now we are going to see the correlation, the relationship between each of these customer requirements to the technical requirements which will help meet those customer needs and wants. When we talk about the buttons being easy to see, we can see that there's a small correlation between the size of the remote control, a strong relationship between the size of the buttons to them being able to easy to see, and a medium correlation between the color of the buttons. Each level of the relationship between the technical and customer requirements have been assigned a numerical value. The strong has 9, medium with 3, and small with 1. Another example is the multifunction of the buttons. It has a strong relationship with the size of the remote control, a medium relationship between the size of the buttons, and a strong relationship with the number of buttons. With the remote control being easy to hold, it has a strong relationship with the size of the remote control. It being attractive, the remote control has a strong relationship, actually a medium relationship with the color of the remote control, and a small relationship with the color of the buttons. Seeing the correlation between the technical attributes, we can see that there is a strong correlation, strongly positive correlation between the size of the remote control and the size of the buttons. Obviously, the size of the buttons cannot be larger if the size of the remote controls is small. There is a strongly positive correlation between the number of buttons and the dimensions of the remote control. Obviously, if the remote control is larger in size, you can have a greater number of buttons. However, there is a strongly negative relationship between the size of the buttons and the number of the buttons. So we can see which technical attributes go hand in hand. Coming back to the correlation metrics between the technical requirements used to meet the customer requirements, we multiply the importance of each customer need with the relationship value, and here we come across the importance of each technical attribute in meeting the customer needs and wants. Here we have the competitive analysis. We rank our own company and company A and B over here in terms of each customer requirement. Here we rank our company X and the competitive companies A and B in terms of where they stand in regards to the technical requirements. Here we have the target values of each technical requirements which need to be achieved by your departments in order to meet the customer requirements. So we can see that using this house of quality, we have translated our qualitative customer needs and wants into quantitative parameters and measures which can be achieved by different departments like manufacturing, engineering, design, finance, quality control, etc. to meet the customer needs and wants. Thank you very much.